Hey everybody, welcome back to 2 Acres Evolving. Today I'm out here in my plant room and I am going to start some seeds. I have all those canna seeds that I harvested last fall and I have over 700 of those, but I'm not going to be planting all of them up today. I think the cell count that I have in the tray is 72, so I'm going to go ahead and plant 72 of those seeds. I have a pretty big project that I plan on doing this spring with those canna plants, and also my parents want some for around their pool. So 72 kind of sounds like a lot, but I'm pretty sure we'll use them. So I'll go ahead and flip the camera around and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. So here's my setup today. I have this seed starting tray right here that I'm going to fill in with this Miracle Grow seed starting mix. And then I'm going to use this Tupperware bowl to mix the seed starting mix up with water before I put it in the tray. And I'm also going to be scratching the surface of the seeds. Here's the seeds right here. I'm going to be scratching the surface of the seeds to help them germinate better. And I need to go and get the file that I have for that and a pair of pliers because that'll make it easier. And here are the canna plants that I started last fall. I did a video where I went in and scratched the seeds, and I had some seeds soaking in water and I planted those, and then I also just scratched some seeds right there in that video and planted those seeds without even soaking them in the water. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe these 3 that survived are from the seeds that I did not soak in water. So I am not going to soak these in water this time. I'm just going to scratch them to where it gets down to the white surface, and then I'll plant them up in the tray. Okay, so like I mentioned, the first thing I need to do is come through and scratch the surface of some of these seeds. And once I get them scratched, I'm just going to put them in this bowl and then get them planted in the seed starting mix once I get that spread out in the seed starting tray. Before I did that though, I recently ordered some seeds from Baker Creek, and I'm not going to plant these today, but I wanted to show you what I got. Let me get you a little bit closer. Okay, so Baker Creek, they have some pretty interesting varieties of things, especially tomatoes, what I saw. I need to go back through their website and look at what else they have. But the things that I ordered were a tomato called Orange Accordion. I thought that looked pretty cool. And then this one it's a tomato called Black Beauty. I'm really excited to try this one and see what this one looks like. I have a couple of zinnias. One is called Polar Bear. And then the other one is called El Dorado. And then I got an artichoke called Green Globe. And they threw in a free seed packet, Merlot lettuce. So it looks like a burgundy lettuce, so I'm excited to try that as well. I'll be sure to do a video on starting all those seeds as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get 72 of these. I may do more than that. I may put 2 seeds in one cell just to have better luck of having each cell have a plant grow in it. And then if I have 2 that grow up in one cell, I'll just go in and separate them and put it in a cell where nothing grew. So I'll probably do 100 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and get these scratched and probably speed this video up a little bit. Okay, so I've got some water here and I've got my seed starting mix, and then I went ahead and put a little bit of water in with the seeds because it may take me a while to get through all of them to get them planted, and I don't know if they'll dry out really fast after scratching them or not. So I just put a little bit of water in there for right now to keep them from drying out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix this seed starting mix in here with water and get it all damp. I don't want it real wet, like sopping wet, just enough where I can squeeze it and no water comes out of it. And then I will put the seed starting mix in the seed starting tray and put the dome over it until all the seeds have sprouted, and then I'll take the dome off. Whoa. So, to fill this up, all I'm going to do is take the seed starting mix and wring out as much water as I possibly can to where it's just, you can squeeze it and no water comes out. And then I'll just put it in the tray. Okay, so I have all the cells filled in with the seed starting mix now, and I went through and lightly tapped it down a little bit. You don't want to pack the mix down in each cell too hard, but you also don't want a bunch of air pockets in there either. So I just went through and tapped each cell lightly, and then went back over with more seed starting mix and filled them up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use these pliers that I use to scratch the seeds, and I'm just going to go in the center of each one and dig a little hole in each one of these cells. Okay, so now I'm ready for the seeds, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one seed in each cell, and then I will go back through and put 2 seeds probably in these first few rows. Okay, so I ended up with 102 seeds. So since this is a 72 count tray, I have these first 5 rows, and I'll mark them somehow so I know which rows have 2. I have these first 5 rows with 2 seeds in them. So if any of these 7 rows over here don't grow a plant, and there's some over here that grow 2, then I'll just split them and move some over. So now I'm just going to go through and cover all the seeds up, and then I'm going to be using this dome right here to cover these up, and then I'm going to put them under a light, and then once the plants start growing and they've sprouted, I will remove the humidity dome. I'm also going to add some water in this tray underneath. I didn't add a lot, just enough to cover the bottom. That way, with this humidity dome being over it, it will trap in the moisture in there and keep these cells from drying out until the plants can sprout up. Then once the plants sprout up, I will remove this humidity dome and water them overhead from then on. So this is where I'm going to keep these until they sprout up. I bought these shop lights at Walmart. They were under $20. I bought them last year and they did really good, and so far this year I haven't had any problems with it. So it definitely gives us enough light to sprout these canna plants. These are the lights that I had the other canna plants that I sprouted as well, so these do really good. Also, these shelves are about to go. I think I mentioned in a previous video that I am going to be replacing this shelf and getting some wire shelving. As you can see, this white shelf gets pretty dirty quickly. So I want something that stays a little bit cleaner, so I'm going to be replacing this white shelf and getting some wire shelving. And that's probably going to be pretty quick because we have some winter weather coming in, so I'll have plenty of time to get in here in this plant room and do some work. So I'm going to go to Lowe's, I think probably this next week. I'm off this whole next week. So I'm probably going to go to Lowe's and look for some wire shelving that I can put up on the wall out here in my plant room so that I have it up off the floor and it gives me more room to work. So I'm probably going to be doing that this next week and probably a couple of other projects this next week. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to wait and see how the weather is. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm really excited for spring this year. I have a lot of plans, so I hope you all will join me as I get all those done. But thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.